nipply today.
But it wasn't like.
The Habakai, good morning.
It was good. Like that. Okay, that's solid prayer right there. If she did it right. Because Tish, they know who we were. They knew who we was before we knew. They were no big. It's more of a control thing. They can't control you. Yeah. They can't control you. That's what I'm gonna give you.
So good morning, folkers. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you're at in the world. The Habakai. Not yet. Nothing happening yet. But I hope and pray every day I come face to face with my mortal enemy. But, you know, I'm always going to be ready. That's all I got to say about it. So, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla here. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy channel, where we are about 100% unadulterated freedom and how we achieve that. And those that would transgress on our freedoms, exposing those people. 4 Ratchets, Black Folks Home was good. I ain't seen you in here in a minute. You hear me? Been a minute since I seen her. 4 Righteous Black Folks. How you doing? So, yeah, it's kind of foggy today. Let me see y'all. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Let me show y'all. This is what it's looking like. That's what we're dealing with today, y'all. That's what we're dealing with today. A little bit of fog. It's quite nipply, but, you know, putting that work in warms us up, right? You're always working out whenever I see you. Yeah. I'm trying to inspire people to get their collective shit together, to go out there and train, and, you know, to let people know one of the best things you can do in a time like this, when they're trying to keep us locked down, confined, and depressed. Go outside, get some training in, whether it be walking, whether it be running, calisthenics, weightlifting, fighting, you know, fight training, whatever you can do to alleviate your stress and make your little slice of the world a happier world than they're trying to present to us. It's good to go out there and train. You feel me? Am I a body trainer? I'm currently training people. I have one client right now. I wasn't really taking any clients, but I have one. He wanted to get ready for because he's about to be in a reality show on HBO. So he wanted to get his shit right before filming, which I believe started yesterday. So he started filming yesterday, and he wanted to get down to a certain weight. He had a target weight in mind. And in March, they're going to, I want to say Jamaica. And so he wants to be down to an even further weight by the time they go to Jamaica. So that's in March. So right now, he was at 215. He was at 215. I helped him get down to 200. I helped him get down to 200 in about 3.5, 4 weeks. You know, he didn't lose the weight too fast. He lost it gradually. You know, a couple pounds a week, which is okay, which is more sustainable. You know, I had him, you know, he had never been through boxing training at all. I helped him with some boxing training. That's how I trained him. That's how that was my program for him. Hey, how you doing? Using boxing training. So, you know, he was a complete novice when I got a hold of him. 1 month later, his combos are looking crisper. So, you know what I'm saying? I say in about a few more weeks, I have him ready for some light sparring. I got a partner that I was training before. He wants to get training again. You know, I helped improve his fighting. So, which he actually used, my homeboy, earlier last year. He used what I taught him in a street fight. Some guys were coming at him, and you know, he took some of my wisdom and applied it, and got out of the situation, you know, unscathed. So, you know, it works, yo. Down to 190 by the time he goes to Jamaica. So, and he wants a six pack to show again. So he's well on his way. Okay, let's see. Is it time, or is everyone feeling tired and unmotivated? What do you mean, Habakai? I ride my bike and walk a lot. That's good for righteous folks, for black righteous folks. Wow, you are intense to be able to talk and climb. Well, I'm training myself deliberately to be able to do that. If you can walk and climb with 70 extra pounds on you, I got about 65 pounds in my pack, right? In my pack right here, 65 pounds, and I have another 5 pounds with this other gear on me. So yeah, I'm training myself to be able to climb with 70 pounds of weight and talk at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It improves lung capacity. It improves, you know, cardiovascular health. It improves vascular function, you know? So that's why in the military, you perform cadence or you sing cadence while you're marching and running, you know? You're running, singing cadence at the same time, in formation and in step, you know? The same thing with marching. Now, when I was in the Army, we never had to carry 70 extra pounds. It was anywhere between 25 to 40 pounds, including your weapons and your ammo. So doing 70 pounds, it just, you know, conditions me for being able to carry almost anything I would need to carry while walking in a shit hit the fan scenario. Like, say, one of my children. Let's say we're out and shit done hit the fan and we're scavenging or trying to find a new place to lay up. And one of my children, they hurt their legs or something like that, sprain an ankle, and they can't walk. Well, I need to be able to carry my child any given distance. So that's basically why I do this. You know what I'm saying? Not that I would have necessarily 70 pounds worth of bug out gear, but I might have about 30 pounds of bug out gear, and I might have to carry my child at the same time. So, you know, if I can climb with 70 pounds and talk at the same time, I shouldn't have a problem carrying my child on a flat a few miles, you know what I'm saying, at a time to stay moving. So this is what I'm conditioning myself for. For Black Righteous Folks says, remember you did a video calling someone to fight recently? No, I did not fight him. I'm still waiting. So this is what happens. This is what happened, okay? For those who don't know, why I keep calling people out, it's really a certain individual who goes by the name of the Amazing Lucas. But really, he's an idiot Lucas, or the coward Lucas. And one time, he's doing a live stream. And, you know, he's talking about the so-called insurrection at the Capitol building on January 6th. And I put in a super chat simply saying that you can't storm a building that you own. We, the taxpayers, pay for the Capitol building. I don't care what it says about you can't enter it or whatever. If it's not, it's a public domain. It's a public property, right? So to say we stormed it, we own that motherfucker. We can't storm what we own. That's what I said. And I said, anybody who thinks, I basically said, because there are a lot of people in the comment section talking about, oh, they stormed this, it was wrong. You know, you have that slave mentality, that you guys are slaves. He took that personally toward himself. He don't care about his audience, right? He don't care if you talk shit about his audience. He thought I was talking about him, so he got all butthurt. He was like, I said that at the beginning. And then I was like, well, he got all butthurt. He was getting irate. And he said, I said that earlier in the live stream. Maybe you weren't here. And I wasn't, right? And then I had to explain. I said, that wasn't directed at you. I said, that was directed at anybody with that mentality. I said, but you should keep that. I said, you should keep the same energy that you would have in somebody's face, right? Like if you're standing face to face to me right now and we had a disagreement, how would you address me face to face? Would you do it the same way you did through a YouTube live stream? So, and that really set him off. So basically what he did is he started threatening me, which is no problem. He's talking shit about me, threatening me, but then he brought my children into it and my wife. He said he would smack my children, hurt my children and hurt my wife. And, you know, he'll make me disappear so I can never see my children again, blah, blah, blah. He was really in his feelings. And at first I was like, man, whatever. That's that keyboard warrior shit, that telephone tough guy shit. But then I had to remember, and he started talking about how, he would see me in a live stream. I see you. I know where you be at. I know where you be at. So then I had to be like, okay, now I have to take this as a credible threat because he's telling me that he knows where I am and he can show up and do something to me and my children. So from that point on, he's my enemy. He's my mortal enemy. And until I see him and he answers for his words, I'm gonna stay on his top. So every time I come out here, and I told him during that live stream, I said, why don't you meet me at the stairs? I'm out there Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. He said, I ain't coming out there. Oh, so you can set me up and get me, call the police on me? And I'm like, but at that point, I couldn't respond because he had me blocked like a little bitch. So, you know, I couldn't respond to him. So now, since I'm blocked from his channel, I call his bitch ass out every time I do a live stream. And before I do the live stream, to let him know I'm on my way up here. To give him time to come up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on with that. But no, he hasn't come up here yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to stay on it. I'll always be ready. So, you know, that's what that was about. He threatened my children, and that was a bridge too far. It was a bridge too far. Yeah, he has like 450K subscribers. He has less than that now. He had way more. But people thought he was flipping on them, and so he lost a lot of subscribers due to the Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd situation and other things like disrespecting people, and you know he's just a little prick. He's a little punk. So that's all it is to it. He's a little bitch who shapes his eyebrows and slashes his eyebrow. He thinks it's cute. You know, uses words like slay. You know, talking about hanging out with other guys. Talking about him and other guys going out to hang out and slay. You know what I'm saying? Little weird shit like that. He's a little weirdo. So, but anyway, that's what that's about. Hold on. Damn it. He's a little weirdo. We'll see if he ever comes up here. I know I give him plenty of opportunity to come out here. You know what I'm saying? Making myself vulnerable on these stairs with this heavy ass pack. You know what I'm saying? At any point, he can come and try to sneak me. But I ain't worried about that. Because I tell you what, somebody try to sneak me while I'm on these stairs. Let's just say it ain't gonna be fair. It ain't gonna be a fair fight. Let's just say that. But that's about. You said you would have collapsed if you attempted this? Yeah. Well, you know, you build up to it. I started with about 25, 30 pounds. You know? I started with about 25, 30 pounds doing this. And then I went up to about 50. Now I'm up to, then up to 60. Now I have 65, so, you know, 70 now. So, you know, you work your way up to it. You don't start off this high. Let's see. Damn, you are an awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. For Black Righteous Folks says, but most of the people are now in jail. I got a court date. I wouldn't want that outcome. I understand the attack to your family, though, because I see you mean business. Oh, I definitely mean business. It's not my intent to, you know, attack him. It's not my intent at all. I want him to come and attack me. You understand what I'm saying? I believe strongly in a non-aggression principle, which doesn't mean that you're just gonna lay down and let people do shit to you. That means you're still gonna defend yourself. So, as far as I see it, he already attacked me when he threatened my children. So, in doing that, when I see him, it's an automatic defense. You understand? I don't have to wait for him to make the first move because it's on record that he threatened my children. You understand what I'm saying? So if I see him, I won't have to wait for him to make the first move. But then, at the same time, I'm giving him an opportunity to grab some gloves and come up here, and there's a little circle up there, right? There's a little circle up there where we can bang it out, you know, face to face, head up fade, you know, with some gloves on, you know what I'm saying? He can have a mouthpiece, whatever. And that way, the law does not have to get involved. It can be legitimate, and it can be like a friendly sparring match. So I give him that opportunity. But if I see him outside of this arena, or if I see him trying to come up on me, well, that's gonna be a different story entirely. So, and I'm also looking out for any aggressors that I might feel might have a threatening inclination toward me, because he might try to, you know, have one of his little homeboys come get me, you know what I'm saying? Because he's too much of a punk to do it himself. So I'm always looking out for that too. So yeah, look him up. The Amazing Lucas. That's what they call him. Do you still rock with Hassan Campbell? No, I don't. Hassan Campbell, as a matter of fact, I did a live stream talking about how the Amazing Lucas and Hassan Campbell are very similar, how they're alike in many ways. So if you want to go back and look at that, you can. Tamiko Anderson was good. She says, the Infinite Sharky, what? Wow. I didn't hear you all exchange, but that would be horrible. I love you both. Can't we all just get along? We could, until he threatened my children. Now he's my enemy until he answers for his words. Either by meeting up with me to bang it out with these, or we see each other by happenstance and I deal with him that way. I would say I'll accept an apology, but I don't think it would be sincere. He's a sociopath. He's a narcissistic sociopath. I'm no doctor, but, you know, I don't think I need to be to understand what he is. Which is, like I said, a narcissistic sociopath who only cares about himself. And if you disagree with him, he gets mad, flies off the handle, and personally attacks people. So, an apology from him wouldn't satisfy me. He would have to apologize and fight me. He would have to do both. So, it is what it is. Let's see. 4 Black Righteous Folks says Hassan had too much ego, and I don't be not as says. By the way, I'm a sister. I know I slip up sometimes because, you know, you have a non-gender name and no avatar. So, you know, I know you're a woman. Yeah, you told me that before, sister. But yeah, that's how that's gonna be handled. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I take the message and still listen to him. Hey, it's all good. I listen to him too, still. Shit. I still listen to him. Every time he does a live stream, I go and I listen and I see what I can learn from what he's saying. Not that he has anything to teach me, but learn something about him that I could use. You know what I'm saying? For myself. In case there's an encounter. So I really go to him as an intelligence gathering mission. So see what I can glean from him, because when he starts running off at the mouth, he tends to reveal a lot of shit. So it is what it is. And what's funny about that situation is we did not disagree about the Capitol building being stormed. You know what I'm saying? We didn't agree, even though he's changed his tune and calls those people insurrectionists now. He now says it was wrong. Why? Because he's inconsistent and a flip-flopper. I thought he was objective, or I thought he was becoming more objective about a year ago. But now I'm starting to see that he's just a spiteful little girl who will change sides when it suits him, or when he's angry at the other side. So when he's angry at the other side, he'll, ride hard against them instead of being objective. And he's stuck in that statist mentality. Tamiko Anderson says, at definition of anarchy, a good old-fashioned fist fight would be nice, though. Oh, yeah. That's what I want. I mean, you know what's funny? He didn't even say that he would smack me. He said he would smack my children and have my children smack me. Then he said he'd make me disappear, but he never said he'd fight me. He never said that. You know what I'm saying? Probably because he knows he ain't about that life and don't want the smoke. But who knows? I'm looking forward to the challenge. Damn it. Damn sternum strap keep on snapping. Tisha Sade, how you doing? Oh shit, I ain't seen you up in here in a while. Tisha Sade, how you doing? I'm out here getting it in on a wonderful Sunday morning. Climbing these stairs with 70 pounds. 70 pounds of extra weight. Doing my thizzle. Okay, hold on. Damn sternum strap, man. Hold on. Wow, the nerve of him to say that to you. Yeah. It is what it is. Let's see if he has enough nerve to come up here and handle his business. Tisha Sade says, I'm well. I don't be on here like much anymore. Oh, I'm good, Tisha. fighting off the Rona at every turn. You know what I'm saying? It's around me everywhere, and I'm fighting it off. Whew, look at sunlight. The sun is peeking through, y'all. Getting me that vitamin D. Okay. California Dreaming NYC says, Morning Family Snap, stop acknowledging that piece of shit. It's pretty obvious it's a jealous and scared. I know. I'm just, maybe I'm just in shit for a fight. I don't know. I haven't sparred in a while since this Rona hit. Haven't sparred since like, I want to say March of last year. So, and my student, he's my client, he's not ready to spar yet. So, and even when I do spar him, it has to be very light sparring. But I used to go hard sparring, you know? It is what it is. All right. Enough burying the lead, y'all. I think there are enough for y'all in here to move on. Yeah, I'm about to get to my topic. I felt like I just had to address. People were asking who I was trying to fight and why, so felt like I had to explain it again. But so yes, I'll get to the topic. Four black righteous folks asked, "What's up, Captain Fox? He loves the energy and recognition give him, but he is not in the shape or discipline." Yeah, screw him. So, what martial arts do? I do boxing and Muay Thai. And I know a decent amount of takedown defense. I'm not really a grappler on the ground. I'm not really a ground guy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in the streets, you know, if I encounter a grappler or a ground guy, right, who wants to get on the ground, you know, good luck body slamming me. Fuck. All right. This fucking strap. Good luck body slamming me. But, you know, that's why they make sharp, pointy objects, you know, for people like them. That's why they make teeth. I ain't got time for that. Hold on. God damn it. That's why man made sharp, pointy objects. And that's why God made teeth. I ain't got time to be getting choked out and armbarred and all that shit. Fuck that. But anyway. Let me go on. So. No, the strap's not cutting me. It keeps popping off. It keeps getting undone. It keeps, the pressure, I guess, keeps popping. You know what I'm saying? This massive chest of mine. But anyway, my massive chest and huge lung capacity keeps popping it off. Anyway, so I don't know if are you guys familiar with Irene Yvette? Irene Yvette is a beautiful black queen who's well read, you know what I'm saying, well researched, you know, has a lot of knowledge and a lot of things, and is essentially revolutionarily minded, right? And pro-black and all that stuff. And she puts out a lot of good information on her channel. So if you're not familiar with Irene Yvette, I suggest you go check her out. You know what I'm saying? She's not really about that drama, so she don't have a lot of drama on her shit. Alien Believer was good. Okay. The missing piece was good. Tisha. Why do I have that on? Teach Shadi, what are you talking about? My backpack or my gear? Just conditioning myself. Just conditioning myself. Just going through conditioning, cardio. You know what I'm saying? Building up endurance, lung capacity, all that stuff. Just keeping my body primed and ready. That's all, mentally, physically. You're doing, California Dream says you're doing everything you're supposed to. A young man doing big boy things. I appreciate that. I can see the stress in your face. I got it too. We light skin. You can see it well. I'm not really stressed. That's my resting asshole face. That's all. I just have a resting asshole face. So look, Alien Believe was good. So Irene Yvette she's a sharp kitten. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people hate her because she's so outspoken, and you know, she's outspoken. She's outspoken and strong, but at the same time, she recognizes real men and doesn't have a problem with following a real man's lead, blah, blah, blah. You know, she has quite a bit of a following, you know, but it's because she's not so sensationalized. She doesn't sensationalize her channel, so she doesn't have the following she should have. But I would like to address the live she did yesterday. She did a live stream yesterday about basically about revolution, right? And apparently some guy had asked her a question in the comments of one of her videos, asking basically if successful black men aren't ready to take up arms for revolution, then what makes you think that everybody else should? Basically saying that we should take our cues from successful black men, you know, like whether it be people like Jay-Z or someone who made it in the system, who's living comfortably, you know what I'm saying? And the system ain't really holding them down or whatever. And she was basically like, you know, why not move when we move or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So she basically was saying that those are the type of people, not everyone is meant to be a revolutionary, right? That's basically what she was saying. And I agree.
Y'all taking breaks?
She said,
Y'all ain't ready?
everyone is not meant to be a revolutionary and fight a revolution and blah, 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 right? And I was agreeing with her 100%. And even I put in a super chat saying, if successful black men aren't ready to take up arms for a revolution, then I basically said, then stay out the way, sit your ass back, stay out the way, and don't interfere with those who are. And not every successful black man is not. There are going to be some successful black men that are going to be ready to take up arms. Like, I could be considered a successful black man. You know what I'm saying? I have a great, well-paying career. I got a family, blah, blah, blah. Everything that most people strive for. But at the same time, I recognize the oppressive system. I recognize that the elite class is oppressing everyone to a degree. You understand what I'm saying? Not everyone is going to experience the same level of oppression. You know what I'm saying? There are going to be disparities. But I recognize and understand that little by little, they're eroding more and more of our rights. You know what I'm saying? They're taking away more and more of our freedoms. One piece of, what the hell? What the? Okay, they're taking away our freedoms one piece of legislation at a time. You know what I'm saying? One event at a time. Whether it be Modelo 19, the insurrection, so-called, 9/11, every opportunity they get to say, see, look, this is why we need to trample on more of your freedoms because of this, that, and the third, right? So I recognize that. Hold on, let me see what y'all talking about. Okay, so you look like my brother, and you don't know how that is so true. You and my brothers are twins. Word. California Dreaming NYC says they're all devils. Alien Blue says never wants to be anyone but me. For Black Righteous Folk says she clowns gay people but not men. Mongering that goes on terrorizing the black community. I see her as a cherry picker. I'm also not a pan-Africanist, so I don't care about her. I like I said, I agree. I agree with you on that. So she does cherry pick, and that's what a lot of these people do. The hell are you looking at? See, I'm always watching, motherfuckers. I'm always seeing cats staring at me like you want to get cracking. Anyway, keep it moving. But anyway, I agree. And that's one thing I will say. She does cherry pick. Like when it came to the R. Kelly situation versus the Jeffrey Epstein situation. I see them as the same type of monster. But she felt like we shouldn't go as hard against R. Kelly as we would Jeffrey Epstein because he's black. And I wasn't wrong with that. I got into a long debate with her in her comment section about that. All monsters, child molesters are all equally the same monster to me. There's no degree. They will not get a pass because they got black skin. So, most of them lost their roots, nuts, to their fame. Yeah, most of them. Let's see. Yeah, R. Kelly is way worse. You know why? Because he did it to young black girls. But there's no worse to me. Let me take that back. What R. Kelly did affected our community more than it affected the community Jeffrey Epstein affected. You know what I mean? So, but they're both equally monsters. She doesn't go against pimps in her culture, and I wonder why. Well, one reason I think is that she's submissive, right? She says herself that she's submissive to the right kind of man. But on to is normal in white culture. Yeah. So this is what happened. Okay. So I'm agreeing with her. Like, everyone doesn't need to fight in a revolution. Just don't get in the way. You know what I'm saying? When this fight for freedom occurs, don't get in our way. If you don't want to fight, don't interfere. Don't sabotage us, whatever the case may be, right? Because let's face it, even though the Revolutionary War was not about obtaining freedom for black folks, they only needed a third of the country to fight, all right? But this is the problem with what I had she said. When she said that they're fighting, essentially, their revolution to gain power, to rule, right? So basically, she's saying her and her people basically want to fight a revolution so that they can topple the current rulers and replace them as the new rulers. And that those of you who aren't revolutionary, who is just going along to get along with this current regime, do the same thing when our regime takes over. And y'all know me. That's where I had the problem. I told her, I said, I'm not fighting in the revolution for power. I'm fighting in the revolution for freedom, so I can be free, so that I don't have any rulers. I want no rulers. I don't care if you're black, white, purple, Asian. I don't care what the fuck you are. I do not want a ruler. So if let's say in a fiction novel, right? In a fiction novel, this is all fiction in a novel that I wrote. If I decide in a fiction novel, one of the main character was like, okay, I'll participate in your revolution, but I'm not doing this so that I can rule over people. I'm doing this to free the people of rulers. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? This was her counter argument to that. Her counter argument, which is what many people say, which is an easy argument to dismantle. She said, every society, everywhere you go, there's going to be a hierarchy. There's always going to be somebody that wants to take charge, and always going to be somebody who is going to rule over somebody else. You can't avoid it, blah, blah, blah. So if you don't want that, then when we take over and when we rule, just shut up, basically saying shut the fuck up and accept my rulership. That is the dumbest argument to me in my mind, because that's what you call a false dichotomy or a false dilemma. It's not either you rule or be ruled. No. Those aren't the only two options. You understand what I'm saying? There are examples of that. Am I done buffering? I guess I got too close to a cell tower. Black Spring with Autumn was good. So look. Shit, pissing me the fuck off. So look. She basically telling me, oh, there's always going to be somebody trying to take charge, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I couldn't really explain it in her little chat room because she was getting ready to get off and she wasn't really reading the chat. So I basically have to address it in this here live. Let me explain something. It's not rule or be ruled. That's not those aren't the only two options. Those who want to be ruled can have their ruler, okay? Because there are going to be people who are going to need guidance and want leadership and want that, right? They're going to want that. They're going to want people to tell them what to do. That's just in human nature. But then there are some of us who will always resist, that will always fight against that. It doesn't matter who the ruler is, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So you might think you're righteous, that you'll be the better ruler, but if you're trying to topple a government to become a ruler over the people, and it's in your mentality to say, now shut up and do what we say, then you're just as bad as the people you're trying to topple. You're just as bad as them. And I can't rock with that, because people need the option, right? People need to be able to opt out of the system. People need to be able to opt out of whatever society is this, right? And that's the biggest problem. Really the problem is big government, right? That's really the problem. When people talk about no government, no rulers, we're more so talking about like a centralized government that oversees everything, right? The whole country, like the U.S. federal government. You know what I'm saying? Their rulership affects the entire country, right? Whereas if you break that down and you split that up and you dismantle that central government, then the states, each state will have a say over what occurs in their state and the laws and the cultures and all that other stuff. And, you know, they can coexist with each other. You know, they just have to come up with treaties and whatnot. So that's how you start. At least in that way, if you don't like what's going on in one state, you can go to another state that's more along, that is more in tune with what the way you want to live your life, right? Like, let's say a state where they're like, there's going to be very minimal government interference and all that other shit. You know, like, we're not going to interfere in your lives. We're here to defend your liberties and defend you against foreign invaders and things like that. We're not going to force you. We're not going to extort tax money from you and all. You know, there might be some, and then your rights to keep and bear arms are fully enforced. Like, you can have whatever you want, whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I might be more inclined to live in a state like that, right? Or I need the option to go off and stake a claim in some land myself and maybe start my own community, or live on my land in peace, having nothing to do with your government. Like, your government cannot come tell me what to do, how to do it. I don't need a permit to build. I don't need a permit to fish or hunt. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would fight a revolution for people to have the option to not be ruled. And people will also have the option to be ruled. Yes, there will always be societies where there's a hierarchy, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't want that, you should be able to be freely to go off and do your own damn thing and mind your damn business. As long as you're not interfering with somebody else, and you're not interfering. If you're not messing with me, I'm not messing with you, then you ain't got nothing to say to me. I ain't got nothing to say to you. I don't want to be ruled. So that's really what I wanted to say. I mean, and it's basically like this. If Irene's people succeeded, let's say, in their little revolution, and they were like, oh, now we're in charge, my fight is not over. You understand what I'm saying? If they plan to rule over the people like the current rulers do, I don't care what they would implement. I don't care if they feel like they'd be better or more ambivalent. I don't care if they feel like they'll be more charitable and more loving. I don't care. I don't want it. I don't want no rulers. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that mentality, that's really why I stopped fucking with the pro-black community in terms of that, because they were the same way. Like, they were already within their own little groups trying to be dictators and rulers, and what I say goes, and this, that, and the third. And I don't roll like that. So I had to break myself free from that, because you don't want freedom. You just want to have the ring of power for yourself. And if you want the ring of power, guess what? Guess what the ring of power always does, right? The ring of power always corrupts the mind of the ring bearer, right? Because it wields so much power. If you want that and you're holding it, you're going to be wanting to have your say. If you want to rule by fiat, you want to have control over shit. I ain't with that. I don't care if you're black, Asian, platypus, elephant. I don't give a shit. So, does that mean, If people want to have their societies with their rulers and their kings, go ahead. But the people that don't want that should have the option to not have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I do believe in a hierarchy to a degree. Like, in my own nuclear family, my wife and my children, I am the leader of my family. Beyond that, I have no legitimate authority. You know what I'm saying? And I have no authority over my wife other than what she relinquishes willingly to me, because she trusts me as a leader. You understand? She doesn't submit to me as a dictator. She relinquishes control and trusts me as a leader. That's the difference. I'm not trying to be nobody's king or ruler or new government. So that's where me and Irene diverge. So like I said, it is what it is. If you're along that line of thinking and you get what you want, as long as you leave me alone, leave me the hell alone. Especially if I help you obtain your goal. You understand? You would have to leave me alone and anybody else that wants the option to be left alone. Otherwise, like I said, the fight ain't over. It's just a new enemy with a new face. Thank you, Black Spring. You can't hear me? For Black Righteous Folk says, she speaks well, but her intentions are really understood. Crafty, tricky. Talk she is mastered. Yeah, I agree. She has the gift of gab for sure. Alien Believer says, where would this be? I think she's a globalist or working in that vein. I am for indigenous rights to America, and that's all. They only want power, all Marxists and globalists, for the one world order. There are agents among us like that, and she is a possible candidate to consider. Yeah? I mean, I would never put it past anybody. You always have to be careful of who you follow and see how consistent they are, and then really pay attention to their words, because they can really expose their true intentions. And that's what she did yesterday. You know, she exposed her intentions and the intentions of the people that she rolled with. She wants to topple government so that she can gain power, not she herself, but so that her people can gain power and rule over the people themselves. I can't rock with that. I can take this off now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and then to say that, oh, I need to sit back and allow her people and her regime to rule over me because I don't want to fight for power. That just shows how limited her frame of thinking is in that regard. Because there are people, there are going to be people who want to fight for freedom, and that's it. They want to break the chains of their enslavement, just to break the chains of their enslavement and live freely, not to place chains on someone else or keep the keys to the chains and keep the chains around the people. No. You know? So, I just thought I'd address that real quick. I was really kind of disappointed because I felt like I thought she had, I don't want to say sense, But, you know, I didn't know that she was that adamant about having power over people. I didn't know that. So, you know, it is what it is. You learn something new every day, don't you? And this is something that she strongly believes in. Like, there was a passion in the way she was talking about it. In the matter-of-fact way she did. Let's see. Semi Drive says, do not be fooled and believe evil does not exist. Nope. Poor black righteous folks said, can't believe she said that. That is confirmation of what I think she is. Yeah. It may well be. Check out a live stream from yesterday to assess it for yourself. But I'm pretty sure I didn't misinterpret what she was saying. Tamiko Anderson says, definition of anarchy, black men are already doing the right things now. This is taking up arms, and this is the right way. Jay-Z is evil and sold his soul to the devil. Not good. Full black righteous so folks says, glad you said this because I don't really watch her, but now I shall. Yeah. Again, it's always good to watch different people, see what they're thinking, see what their audience is thinking, just to get a feel for what you're dealing with in the world, especially big content creators that have a huge voice. Like, I don't agree with ABL and, you know, Brandon Tatum, because they're pure statists. But I often listen to their watch their content. You can get a lot of good information doing that. Whew. Jay-Z is definitely evil. So yeah, I don't know if Irene is ever going to see this video, but if she does, I'll say this. I ain't got nothing against you as a person, but that mentality of wanting to rule over people and to usurp power from a tyrant so that you can rule over the people, what makes you even less of a tyrant than that? You understand what I'm saying? If you want to topple a tyrannical government and replace it with a new one, the best way to ensure that you're not tyrannical is to give the people the option to not be ruled by you. You don't sit there and say, yo, sit there and shut up. You wouldn't take up arms against the tyrants. Now you gotta do what the fuck we say. That's not how it should be done. That's not freedom. So if you're not fighting for freedom, then you ain't fighting for nothing better than what the current tyrants are fighting for, in my mind. So, you know, that's how it is. That's how it's going to be, kids, when you grow up. Who the fuck you want to be? like me, the black superhero, got enough zeros to how about Shapiro. Your Honor, I'ma have to get rid of ya because it ain't no trivia about my flat in West Bolivia. I blew the jury a kiss. They rather dismiss than swim with the big fish. What y'all know about that? Whew. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. What is STD? Not what I hope. Hope it's not what I think it is. Him and many others. For Black Righteous Folks says, anything talk about me not having a choice, I'm not okay with. She sounds like a dictator, and that's sad. Yeah, that's exactly what she sounds like. See, just because I don't want a white dictator, don't mean I want a black one. Fuck that. I'm a free man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just want to be left alone. I don't want your money. I don't want nothing from you, but to be left alone. But what I do want is all the money you extorted from me over the years, plus interest. Then you can send me on my way. Plus compound interest, all right? Compound interest over the last, I'll say 20 years. No, 22 years. You understand what I'm saying? Compound interest, which will probably put me at about a couple million. That's all I need. That's all I need to get my shit going. Find me some land, get my shit started. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that wants to join me, you know, bring your resources as well. We can all pull our resources together and build our own community where we don't need a ruler. We can show them that we don't need rulers or dictators. Nothing wrong with leaders. Again, there's nothing wrong with leaders. But leaders are chosen. Not through democracy either, right? Not through democracy, not no vote. No. Leaders are chosen organically. Like it's like an automatic thing. People will just automatically listen to what you have to say. They'll take your advice. They'll listen to your knowledge. They'll act on that. You know what I'm saying? That's what leadership is. I'm not talking about a dictator or a boss or a ruler who says, do this, do that, or else. No. So you can build communities where there are no rulers or dictators. You understand what I'm saying? Where there are true representatives of the people, chosen by the people, and who can be easily replaced or, easily, taken down, Or you can take your own family, go off and do your own thing. That's fine. I hate dictators. I'll tell you what. We would have a problem. I have a problem with anybody that wants to rule over the people and not give them a choice. So that's just what it is. Nothing personal. That's just my objective, personal thoughts. Because that's what real freedom is. Alien Believer says, yes, fight for peace and love every day yeah, exactly. Exactly. For Black Righteous Folks says, some of these educated clowns on YouTube, oh shit, hold on. Got to lap myself. Know what's best for the masses. I say get out of my face with that BS. Exactly. Yeah. Anybody that would approach me with that, I'm gonna have a problem with you. Oh yeah, let's fight a revolution to overthrow a tyrannical government so that we can take charge and rule over the people ourselves. No. My question would be, do they have a choice? Can they decide not to be ruled by you? You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna insist upon it by force, like they already do? No, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. This fucking keep buffering. I'll take mine in gold. Don't trust that paper. Oh, hell no. Yeah, no. Yeah. No gold. I mean, I'm talking about resources. I'm talking about, like, whatever I need, you know, to get my self-sustainable life going. You know, gold, silver, you know what I'm saying? Equipment with which to build and excavate on my land, you know what I'm saying? Anything that I would need, you know, that's only fair. That's awesome discussion. I definitely going to catch you more when you go live. Oh, I appreciate that for Black Righteous folks. What state am I in? I'm in California. I'm in Culver City, California right now at the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. If the bitch made Lucas wants to come out and have some fun. Yes, pick good people, not the dumbest of the bunch, like the puppet now. Yeah, no. Yeah, if you want to build with me, you definitely have to have that freedom mind state. That's my only rule. You have to be 100% for freedom. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people think that's so impossible. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like the Amish, right? The Amish do it. They don't have dictators. This is pissing me off. This is pissing me off because, like, there's no, like, I've never buffered this much at this fucking place, ever. Weak minds won't believe. I believe exactly the way the Amish type. Now, the Amish, they have their little culture and the way they do things, you know, but they seem to just get to do their daily life. They farm, they ranch, they live their life, you know, and they're okay, you know, and like it's about family, you know. It's about, I don't know, man. It's not hard. The Maasai tribe in Africa, they're a hunter-gatherer tribe that that's what they do. They hunt and gather. They don't sit up there and it exists in the world. It can exist now. It can exist. If there is a government in a country, like you can decentralize the government. Each state will have their own control back, right? And then there will be all these federal lands that can be opened up for people who don't want to participate in those state powers and just leave us the hell alone. And guess what? If we have to come together and fight, let's say China or Russia or something like that, then we can do that. We can have an agreement. Like, look, in order to sustain the life that we have here in the United States, we have to come together as a unit to fight off, you know, foreign powers that might try to take advantage of the fact that we decentralize the government. There's a way to do it. You just have to have a transitional period. There has to be a transition, of course. You can't just overnight snap your finger and it can do that. No, you have to. There's a certain way you have to work it out. I'm not stupid, but it can be done. It can be done. And then, of course, decades down the road, you know, these states might see that the people that decided to live on their own, they're prospering, you know, they might have discovered some gold or some oil or something like that, and they'll want to come and try to throw the weight around, you're just gonna have to be ready to defend your shit. You know, that's all there is to it. But obviously it's not that easy if the only way the Federalists had to do it was have an agreement with the anti-Federalists to convince them to form a centralized government. And how did they convince them? By bringing the idea that, you know, together in case the Queen or the King George, got a wild hair up his ass and decided to try and take the United States back. Well, guess what? That's all it didn't have to go as far as it did. Let me see. Tamiko Anderson says, the definition of anarchy, you are fighting for freedom right now, the right way. Thank you by example. You have a family, you are intelligent and you're skilled. You have value. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really do. I try. For Black Righteous Folks says, it's great to see an alpha black man speaking, brother. I appreciate that, sister. I appreciate that. Chelsea Doesn't Exist says, diversify resources for sure. Exactly. Diversify resources. Exactly. Not no damn paper. LMAO. Lucas Hocus Pocus. That's funny. Oh, you're in Northern California? That's what's up for Black Righteous Folks. Alien Believer says, yes, like picking good moral persons, lead, and everyone has some truth why they need for the community and talk in conversation to find our truth. But see, a lot of people think that's a waste of time. A lot of people think that having a discussion to decide what to do, like what, I think some people say that, see, they like to liken people like me to hippies, right? Let's say, you know, hippies in the commune, you know, they sit in a circle and they sit in a drum circle and wave their hands to try to figure out what to do next. No. With proper leadership, that won't have to happen. With proper leadership, the people can trust in this proper leadership to make the right decisions almost instantly. You know, it's not about being a hippie in a commune passing a peace pipe. That's not what voluntarism or anarchy or freedom is all about. No, you'd be sadly mistaken. You know what I'm saying? You'd be sadly mistaken. Good morning, Chelsea Doesn't Exist. Yeah, they always messing with the message. Yeah, the buffering is crazy. For Black Righteous Folks says, you see the black church has failed us miserably. We ought to boycott churches and shut them down. I don't think we should shut them down. I just think that we should expose the truth behind the churches, about the churches, to the people, and let them decide. It's all about freedom of choice. Alien Believer says, just exactly what is happening. Truth is being told, and they don't like it. Nope, they don't like it. Truth is disappearing. Chelsea doesn't exist. California Dreamer NYC says, I live by the Amish. I'm envious. I hate the phones. They keep people apart. Real shit. But sometimes they bring people like us together. See? I'm able to communicate with you guys right now because of this phone. So it's just about understanding what good we can get out of the things that are around us in this world. Can you imagine? Am I back, y'all? Churches are all in cahoots with the government and their lies. But yeah, because they need that 5013C. They need that tax-free status. So yeah, I would have to agree with that. For Black folks says if we target churches and not participate, tithing away could wake black people. I agree. For Black righteous folks says you help me clean up as workout. You motivate me. I appreciate that. That's what I try to do. And that's why I do this. That's why I take you guys with me while I ruck, to show that, you know, if you put your mind to something, you can make something happen. My back. These fuckers, man. These fuckers. Hold on, y'all. Whew. In my back. Oh, hey, Deuce in the house? What's up? Yeah, televangelists, mega churches. Yeah. Oh, hey, Deuce says, I had to chew out one of Irene Yvette's friends last week. Yeah, why is that? What I said last is buffered? Man. Yeah, they on that bullshit today. Test the water around the house, and 99-cent water tested the best. You buffered quite a bit last night. Black Spring. Tamiko Anderson says, one, a good start is to trust in God first. Two, people do have to discuss some plan of action based on. Three, what will be beneficial for all. Let men discuss first. Sounds good to me. Alien Believer says, the people, don't know it's all magic to the end being the greatest deception of all time. Word. California Dreaming says, I hate abuse and misuse of technology is replace them contact and pull people away from one another. Agreed. Yeah, it does that sometimes. I have to compete to get human attention. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. You see it so much when you're out. Like me and my wife go out to dinner or something like that. All these couples, they're on their phones. They're not even talking to each other. They're not looking each other in the eyes. It's kind of crazy. Even older couples, it's kind of crazy. But yeah. Let's see. Yes, Miss Chelsea, people are not disciplined anymore. That's what I'm learning from DOA. Yeah, there's very little discipline going on. And it's really self-discipline. Self-discipline is really what's important. You know what I'm saying? Not for others to discipline you or for you to discipline others, but self-discipline, self-determination, self-motivation. Those things are missing in the world today. You know, because everybody wants, it's this need for instant gratification and, all that shit. Like this need for, it's this need to be needed, you know? There's also a need to be needed. There's also a need. People have this desire to have people look up to them and all that shit, you know?
How do you do that? You do apps to take a break? Yeah, obviously.
Here we go.
I started with...
Here we go.
No way, best. And eventually I got to 6.
How long did it take you?
No, not to give it more of a benefit. My thing is per hour, so I used to try to...
Keep your fluids up. The Black Spring with Autumn says, what's the elevation? I'm not sure what the elevation is. Let me see. My phone should be able to tell me. I think it's the elevation right now is like 0.2 miles. So if y'all can see, this right here is the Dust Bowl. This is the LA Basin, right? So this is basically down there is basically below sea level, essentially. You know, and then you go up, and then the ocean is over that way. So the elevation is not that high here. I say the elevation is, like I said, on my phone, it says 0.2 miles. So it's not very high. And I got electrolytes in my canteen. You know what I'm saying? So I've been drinking up. The struggle is real sometimes, though, you know? Well, the struggle is always real. But you're not all struggling. You feel me? Nicolette Moore was good. Hey, Deuce, why don't you do a video about testing those waters? Testing the pH of the water. That'd be a dope video. Oh yeah, for Black righteous folks. Yep. That's another thing I want to talk about. These people are really wilding out. Like, and a news anchor on MSNBC, I've got her name. you know, but I'll put the link to the, as a matter of fact, if one of my moderators want to Google MSNBC news anchor calls for drone strikes, it'll pop up. There'll be videos and an article talking about it. But basically she was saying that, you know, we drone strike terrorists in other countries. Why not drone strike domestic terrorists? Basically is what she's saying. Now, is this a government official saying this? Not technically, but, you know, if we understand that the news media is like the fourth branch of the United States government, we understand what's really going on. If we know anything about Operation Mockingbird, then we know what's up. You know, calling for drone strikes on American soil against domestic terrorists, that in and of itself should have her ass locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that she could get away with saying something like that is asinine. And, you know, Nicole Wallace, yeah, these people, Nicole Wallace said that dumb shit. This is what they want. This is what they want. They want the ability to do this. What, right? You know, they want that ability. They don't even want to have to work to bring down terrorists. They just want to go bomb strike people, drone strike people. And this is the biggest problem, right? A terrorist is a terrorist, right? A terrorist is a terrorist. But who is to determine what a terrorist is? And are we just supposed to trust the government when some reason they drone strike a town in Omaha to kill a homegrown terrorist, which is, we're just supposed to trust them when they say, oh, don't worry about it, they were a terrorist. We're supposed to just trust them? And how many drone strikes overseas resulted in the deaths of human lives? Even under just Obama. As a matter of fact, he killed a couple of American citizens with drone strikes. You know, one was in a restaurant and another was somewhere else. During the Clinton administration, they killed 500,000 children.
But it's a longer walk up.
Overseas, over in the Middle East. 500,000 children. 500 kids. And what did Madeleine Albright say? Remember that interview when they asked Madeleine Albright, was it worth killing so many children? She said spreading democracy was worth. She thought oh, it's tragic, blah, blah, blah. But to us, it was worth it. To spread democracy, not freedom, not liberation, but democracy. There's nothing liberating about democracy, just so y'all know. Yep, Bufferman, exactly. Oh yeah. They're definitely all traitors to humanity. So this is what Madeleine Albright said. Why isn't she locked up for her crimes against humanity? Why isn't Clinton? Why isn't Obama? The U.S. government is the biggest terrorist organization. And the IRS is the biggest domestic terrorist organization. Just so y'all know. Spreading democracy has caused more devastation then Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, and Muammar Gaddafi could cause altogether. They have destabilized an entire region, destroyed millions of lives, caused trillions of dollars in damage, and are raping the resources of these countries. Pookie down the street? No. You think Pookie down the street is responsible for getting cocaine and poppy into this country? Nope. Not even close. They're just, little Pookie down the street, he's just an intermediary. Not even that. He's one of the lowest men on the totem pole. Yes, he's pushing it to his own people, which is horrible and a crime in and of itself. But he wouldn't have access to it if it wasn't for the government. You understand? Excuse me. I'm sitting over here farting. We are so infiltrated with actors and technocrats everywhere. They are bringing the war against Americans. No shit, yeah. Yeah, they buffering the shit out of me. They buffered your whole statement after you mentioned the fallen Messiah. Oh. Yeah, these algorithms are trippy. The holy old bufferman. Alien Believer says, yes, they all need to be arrested, in my view. They do all need to be arrested. The corporations has written their own ticket, exactly. All right, so Black Spring Autumn just posted the article talking about how domestic terrorists need to be drone striked, okay? What would that mean for me? Would they strike me right now because I'm speaking out against the government? I'm questioning the government, questioning the narratives. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you never know. You never know. Alien Believer says, it is bad as the Catholic Church, the government has been lying since its conception. Since the beginning, both church and state are corrupt since they began, period. I would agree. Wallace is pushing drone strikes, exactly. Which is nuts. You know what I'm saying? These type of people, they're supposed to be against that type of shit. They're supposed to be against drone strikes and whatnot. Again, how do we know that the drone strikes that they do perform in foreign lands are legitimate? Because they say we're just supposed to trust everything the government tells us, right? You know what's funny? I talked about it a couple times about how my mother, she's a hopeless statist and such a believer in what the government says and what the media says. I was talking about something, and of course, she was like, you can let conspiracy theories dictate your life, blah, blah, blah. Basically telling me my life. And I'm like, I'd rather that than the government and the media. You know what I'm saying? And I said, it's not based on conspiracy theories. It's based on historical and current facts that I have proven with evidence, with resources, with sources and shit like that. You know? So it's not even conspiracy theories. And then I think we were talking about the hokey pokey, the Modelo 19 hokey pokey. I was talking about it on Facebook, and every time I discuss something like that, she has to bring her little status self into my comment section, being a statist, and pushing the state's narrative, talking about how her and her husband got the hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying? And all that other shit. And, you know, talking about you've had hokey pokeys your whole life. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Last time I got a hokey pokey was 20 years ago when I was in the Army. Haven't had a hokey pokey since. And I rarely get sick. So, you know, it's just, and the media told her that they need to get the hokey pokey to be safe from the virus. And then news comes out that even if you get both hokey pokeys, you can still get the virus. Even though they told us, oh, it's 90% effective. Hold on. Had to get a breather. The bufferment, as Black Spring would say, is real. But why is it important? Whew. That, what's her name, Wallace, what is Nicole Wallace, said that. What's important about it is no one told her, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? You talking about drone strikes on American soil? No one said that. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. The buffer is real. For Black righteous folks, the hokey pokey is a word that I use for the jab. And I don't call it that. I call it Modelo 19 because the algorithms will pick it up and take down my live if I say that word. If I don't follow the narrative while I'm talking about it, then they'll take that live down. So I have to use code words. Got one more left. But yeah. So I use code words. So instead of the CV, I call it Modelo. Instead of the jab or the V word, I'll call it the hokey pokey. So that their algorithms don't get kicked off and come attack my life. You know what I'm saying? See. These motherfuckers ain't shit. Now I know they fucking with me. Alien Believer says, I heard they have Paul buried under the Vatican, upside down, and many other sick things in the basement they are building. What? That's crazy. I refuse to believe in that crap they selling. Good. Yeah, if you can still get it, what's the point? Yeah, exactly. Because people are still contracting it after they get the hokey pokey. Then what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And they're telling you, you can still contract and spread it. You can still get sick from it. Never mind the fact that people are dying after getting the hokey pokey. And they try their damnedest to say that there's no connection. Oh,
Got this.
it just occurred right after they got it. Oh, they're investigating and all this other shit. But if they had tested positive for Modelo 19 and died 2 or 3 weeks later, or even a month later, or even 2 months later, guess what they're blaming it on? No investigation needed. It's automatically a Modelo 19 death. But when it comes to the hokey pokey, that's not the case. You understand? And we're talking about healthy people dying from it. You know what I'm saying? Healthy doctors and nurses dying after they get the hokey pokey. Yep, my mom took the hokey pokey. She got sick for a couple of days, but she said she's feeling better. She participated in the Moderna trial last year. So she got her hokey pokey back in November and December. So she got the first one in November, the second one in December. And she just found out that she didn't have the placebo. So yeah, she got the hokey pokey. And so did her husband. Hey. Yeah, she got it. She's unfortunately, there's no hope for my mother in terms of waking the hell up and wanting to be free. See, people like her, they want government rule. They want to be ruled over. They want to be told what to do and how to do it, when to do it, when to wipe their ass, and then But that's not the bad part. The bad part is she wants me to be the same way. She wants me to believe in the government as she does. She wants me to believe in the media like she does. She doesn't want me to question the narrative or resist like she doesn't. So that's where the problem comes in. Hey, if you want to do that for yourself, handle your business. But don't try to force me to do it. We're gonna have a problem. So I mean, at this point in time, you know, if push came to shove and a line was drawn in the sand and she had to make a choice, she would choose the side of the rulers. She would choose the side of the oppressors. Even though she knows the government is oppressive, she knows the history, she chooses to ignore it. She chooses to, despite all that, she decides that, you know, she's gonna go with the government narrative and do what the government says at all times. You know, it's unfortunate, but I have to be objective. I can't let her I can't let my emotions and my love for her stop me from pushing forward toward freedom for myself and my family. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna have to get left behind. That's what it is. So you're gonna have to make that decision, because you're gonna have close family members that are gonna be against freedoms, you know what I'm saying, to the point where they don't even want you to be free. They want you to be just like them. They want you to fall in line just like they do. And you're gonna have to make a decision on whether or not you're gonna let them drag you down. So I already made my decision. I'm not letting my mother drag me down.
Sí, ya viene ella.
Sí.
Pero dice que lo está sintiendo.
Let's see. Yeah, it's crazy. In gematria, the Pope equals 666, so does New York City, so does the computer. Wow. I'm not very familiar with gematria. Know thyself. Yeah, I'm rucking. Rucking, which is basically hiking with a weighted backpack. Hiking with a weighted backpack. Right now, I'm carrying about 70 pounds. So I'm rucking with 70 pounds. I just did, I'm on my last leg right now, so I'll be done in about what? I'll be done here soon. In about 15 minutes. On my last leg. So yeah. Shit's crazy. So you just have to make a decision like I was saying before I was rudely buff-erupted, some family, you got to recognize early on who's going to drag you down. In a shit hit the fan scenario. And you're gonna have to be willing to cut them loose out of your life to progress forward. Self-preservation, you know? Self-preservation is key. You can't let people slow you up and not contribute. If they want a part in what's going on, they have to contribute something, not be dead weight, and not get in your way. You have to discover early on who that's gonna be. Man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Snap, that you should make me feel bad until I realized that there is not one woke soul on my mom's side of my family. They all say I'm paranoid or crazy. That's why I don't have family. You know? When they call me a conspiracy theorist, a paranoid and all that, that's when I know they're gonna be the dead weight. But sometimes, and this is exceedingly rare, you'll present some evidence that backs up your so-called conspiracy theory to make it a fact. And they'll wake up, they'll come around, and all of a sudden, they're spitting that freedom shit. And I've actually turned people around. I've actually gotten people on that side. As a matter of fact, y'all should check out this Facebook group called the Voluntarist Movement. It's a group I started. Has about 18 people in there right now. The Voluntarist Movement. So if y'all want to join my Facebook group, that's what it's called. Let's see. Voluntarist is spelled VOLUNTARIST. The Voluntarist Movement on Facebook. So right now it's private. But I think you can request, if you want to join my Facebook group, go ahead and submit a request, and I'll accept you as a member. So there's not a lot of activity going on there right now. You know what I'm saying? I posted a few things. I plan to post more. But, you know, and I also plan to start a pro-gun rights group on Facebook. And once I do it, I'll let you guys know about that too. The ladies be eyeballing your boy, man. The ladies out here. I can't lie. They be on it. Woo! They be eyeballing your boy out here. All right. That's what's up for Black Righteous folks. Yeah, I'm up to 70 pounds. Yep. Black Spring. So, Tamiko Anderson says, California dreaming You had some really good points. Try not to give up on your family, because in the end they will see the truth because you stayed with it. Yeah. You know, like I said, some people will turn around, some people won't. Some people will turn around faster than others. You know? But like, I didn't cut my mother or any family member from my life. I just continue to share information, to share facts, to back up what I be talking about. But 9 times out of 10, people like my mother will make excuses for it, or they'll completely ignore it and change the topic to agree with what they're saying. Marsha T's in the house. I refuse to let them, Black Spring says, I refuse to let them drag me down with their BS. We don't get to choose our family, but it doesn't mean we have lost control. Exactly. California Dreamer says, the aunt that my family told me not to listen to because she was paranoid, ended up teaching me everything about what's going on right now and provided proof. You know, that's the thing. When you provide proof and they're not ready to receive it, they ignore it, or they'll ignore it. They'll ignore it and move on to something else. You know, what about this? What about that? Those are the type of people that believe some government is necessary no matter what. You know, or that the government does a lot of the bullshit it does for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? But there will never be a greater good to killing 500,000 children. There will never be a greater purpose, or what they call it, a greater good. There will never be a greater good to drone striking whole ass families because one man might be a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Bombing a whole cafe. Just causing so much destruction and havoc and mayhem. There will never be a greater good for that. The ends do not justify the means, no matter what they tell you. Ever. Like, have they thought maybe Iraqis don't want our fucking democracy? That Afghanistan doesn't want democracy? Have they thought about that? Hell, even in China. Like, there will be no justification, right, for bombing the shit out of China to spread democracy. That's not how you do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just lazy. The way to do it is to convince the people that they're enslaved, right? To show the people they're being enslaved and that their government is tyrannical and that they should stand up against their tyrannical government. And those people of China will have to stand up and fight for their freedom. Maybe with some help, with some allies, but it's not for us to go over there, invade their country, start bombing shit out of their fucking property, and bombing their children, and bombing them, you know, just so that we could spread our democracy. That is complete and utter bullshit. The people that the tyrants are terrorizing have to stand up. You understand? And then this is what it is. You know? That's just what it is. And the United States has done that as well. They have initiated coups in different countries so that they can implant their own puppet rulers. You know what I'm saying? But if you really care about people's freedom, that's not how you do it either. You don't topple a dictator and implant your own that's going to be your puppet. Because at that point, you're showing my back. Marsha T's in the house. What's up? She says, whew. Black Spring with Autumn says, it's so funny how I heard NWO when I was a kid, and as such, I thought it was far-fetched and unbelievable. Many people shut down when they heard something too fantastic like the movies. Yeah. They'll see one day. Some bullshit, y'all. I have never buffered so much. Even when I'm in the hills, where in the hills, you know, when I do the hills, I buffer quite often there because, you know, there really is no reception there. But, you know, all right, time to take this off. Shit. Oops. Whew. Take this shit off. Whew. Yeah, the buffer is real, y'all. I made it look easy, huh? Woo! It's not. Wait a minute. Yeah, I guess so. It's not. So anyway, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. Let me read a couple of comments real quick before I get out of here. God Pikai said, I was told racism doesn't exist in a higher education, and that if you speak out against it, you're just bitter or making it up. Yeah, it's bullshit. Marcy says, I will kick the old devil in his pants before I worship that old dragon. California Dreamin' says, well, that's when I read Pale Horse too. Well, almost exactly. I was in California at the time. Yeah. Man, The buffer mentality, LAI. Please hit the like button. Yeah, for sure. I knew mom was going to die, and Dr. Sabi was here in NYC. Chelsea doesn't exist, says she's looking for a community. Well, you have one right here. You got a community right here. Yeah, it's really that bad day of buffering for sure. Buff tube, that's funny. Oh, that dude says that extra metal in your backpack making you buffer. Yeah, you funny. Love you too, Marcy. Yeah, Buffer City. We were able to advise rulers, and maybe God willing that their hearts will see the truth, avoiding bloodshed and destruction and wealth. That would be great. I would love that. Know Thyself says, Snap. I'm really admiring that you're doing right now. I want to join your FB group ASAP. Will you put a link in the description or in this chat? If one of my moderators, I can't do it right now from my phone, but if one of my moderators could, I don't know if you're able to put my group in there. It's called the Voluntarist Movement. So the and voluntarist is spelled VOLUNTARIST movement, the Voluntarist Movement. California Dreamer says, we're with you all the way, bro. I appreciate that. Oh, here dude says, woo, I feel better. That's funny. I pray for everyone in the chat. Every time we chat, the buffer is real. But so is the message and the love, which is the strongest. Exactly. That's what it is. For sure, this was a lit live. Brother, keep pushing through. Truth, I appreciate that. The Apokai says, how do you have so much data on your phone to be streaming so much? I want to get into streaming when I go out, but don't have a lot of data. I got the unlimited data plan or whatever. Oh, dude says, oh, wait, Mercy said, I wasn't in grade school with you. I'd be getting spanks all day long laughing at you. That's funny. Yeah, unbelievers, TC. Take care, everyone. Peace out, guys. Timiko says, you know, all right. Marcy says, I'm off Fedbook. That's what's up. So, yeah, the Voluntarist Movement on Facebook. Matter of fact, I might go ahead and put that in the description when this live renders, if it renders. You know, they pick and choose which lives they want to go ahead and let exist on my channel. You know what I'm saying? I think I got like 5 or 6 lives, previous lives that never posted to my to my account. So, you know, we'll see. But it's called the Voluntarist Movement. All right, guys. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. Share this if you feel like you want to. And yeah, I'll get back at y'all later. Probably on Tuesday. You know how I do. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Fridays, I typically come up here and I do my Ruckin' Live. All right. It's great talking to you guys. You guys motivate me, keep me going, and I really love that about you guys. Love you, Snap. Thank you for you. Never hesitate to reach out if you need, for sure. Real talk. Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Much love, guys. Peace out.